you will learn about the fight for Indian independence and the partition of India. In August 1942, Mahatma Gandhi launched the Quit India movement, asking the British to leave India immediately. Within 24 hours of Gandhiji's speech, hundreds of Congress workers were jailed. However, the movement continued to spread and attract people from all walks of life. The youth especially gave up studies and became a part of the movement. In many parts of the country, people set up so-called independent governments. Meanwhile, the British continued to suppress the movement by jailing and killing thousands of protesters. At this time, the demand for an independent Muslim state became louder. This was brought on by the communal issues between the Hindus and the Muslims in the 1920s. Another reason was the victory of the Congress in the provincial elections of 1937, proving that the Muslims were a minority. The Muslims were further annoyed with the Congress for rejecting their demand to form a joint Congress-League government in the United Provinces in the same elections. In the 1930s, the Congress failed to mobilize the Muslims, and so the Muslims gathered support during the Quit India movement, a time when most of the Congress leaders were in jail. When the Second World War was to end in 1945, the British began talks with the Congress and the Muslims for an independent India. However, the talks failed since the Congress and the Muslim League did not support each other. Elections were held again in the provinces in 1946. This time, the Congress was successful in all the general constituencies. However, the Muslim League performed exceptionally well on the seats reserved for Muslims. This prompted them to continue their fight for a separate state. In March 1946, the British government sent a team to decide the framework for India after independence. The British wanted India to remain united as one country, while granting Muslim majority areas with some autonomy. However, once again, the Muslim League and the Congress didn't share the same vision. The Muslim League persisted in their demand for a new independent state, Pakistan, which the Congress rejected. To protest, the Muslim League declared the 16th of August 1946 as Direct Action Day. Muslims gathered in large numbers on this day, and massive riots broke out in Calcutta, killing thousands. By March 1947, the riots had spread to several areas in North India. In August 1947, during the partition, thousands of homes were looted and burned. Many people were killed. Therefore, the joyful event of India gaining independence in 1947 was dampened by the partition. You have now reached the end of the module on Indian independence and partition. In this module, you learned that Mahatma Gandhi launched the Quit India movement in 1942. The Muslims demanded a separate independent state, owing to their minority status and the communal tensions of the 1920s. talks between the Muslim League and the Congress failed twice, even with the mediation of the British. The Muslim League called for Direct Action Day on the 15th of August 1946 in Calcutta, which resulted in riots. Though India became independent on the 15th of August 1947, it was partitioned into two countries, namely India and Pakistan.